So this is Nicole. This is the first page that you'd come to. And when you log in, it'll take you to the landing page. Obviously, this is your profile. And this is your feed. And what happens is your feed gets updated daily or weekly, or depending on how often the content comes in, based on the channels and the people that you follow. So this is personalized. Everyone gets a different view of their feed, and this content keeps changing regularly. So the idea is micro learning, and based on your feed, which is personalized to you because it's based on what you follow, and this content gets refreshed constantly. If not daily, definitely every few days. Now, the easiest way to understand Necole is to go to the library. And the library is basically an experience kind of like Netflix, where you have different channels that you can consume content in. So here we've organized our channels and curated the content according to self-development topics. You see the topics here. Leadership development topics, functional development topics. So this is related to the function you have at work. We've got a few special topics where people are interested in these topics. There's content in here that's related to that. You can follow a few experts. This is being added to. And we've got some featured providers. So if you want to consume content right from them, you can click there and kind of consume that. What do I mean by channels? So channels are basically a collection of content. And so if I look at leading an organization, this is content related to leadership, culture, etc. So there's a description of what that channel is. And in that channel, you'll find different types of content. There's smart cards, which are basically a card, which leads to content. We have pathways, which are a series of cards. So if I click on this, which is a pathway about leading by example, it will show you what a pathway is, which is basically a series of cards with quizzes in between, polls in betweens, and things like that. So what it means is that if you complete this series of cards, you get micro skilled in this topic. And we've got many of these pathways around many channels. So we've got a pathway on culture, change management, org values, and we continue to add pathways every week. So this is curated pathways that we add every week that you'll have access to. And if you follow this channel, so if I click on follow, you'll get a little bell notification. And if I click on the bell, what happens is that you will get notified whenever there's new content in this channel through your mobile app. It'll be a little bell icon or it'll be a mobile push, depending on what kind of settings you set up. So I'm going to unfollow that. And that's the discover or the library page of Necole, where you can discover content. You can consume content by just clicking in and going, or you can follow the content. You can see I'm following this channel. So most of my feed comes from that channel versus the people that I'm following. Now, the really unique part about this is we have groups. Now, groups are basically content that is private to your organization. So if I'm part of Leaderonomics and I click into Leaderonomics as a group, um, you see content that is very specific to Leaderonomics. So we have a initiative happening called Growing Together. So this is part of the engagement, right? So as a HR or L&D or org development person, you use Necole to engage your employees. And the Growing Together team is pushing out each of these pathways one a week to us, and we kind of consume it and we do a quiz and then we get points based on how well we do. You can have your own private channels that's related to your own company and content that is kind of like your secret sauce to your company. And this is where you house those. And the rest of the people on Necole don't get access to this. It's private to your organization. And we encourage people to share content. So these are employees in our company who, when they come across something they like and they'd like to share it to Leaderonomics group, they share it to the group, and we've given them that permission. So all the roles can be controlled in terms of permissions. So this serves as knowledge management. So within your company, you have a space where you can manage the knowledge. You can use it for onboarding. You can use it for product briefings, sales briefings. Um, you can get creative with how you want to use it. You can configure these carousels any which way you want, the channels any which way you want. So there's two parts to Necole. One is this micro org space, which is a knowledge management space, and you use it to engage your employees using knowledge. And you want people to start contributing to that knowledge pool, not just consuming, but participating in that knowledge. And then you have the library, which is public curated knowledge by us, which is aggregated by AI. And we've grouped it in these channels for people to easily know which are the areas that they need to develop. This is the kind of channels that I need to follow, and this is the kind of content that I need to be reading to upskill and self-develop myself. So if you are a self-motivated learner, you'll have plenty of content here every week to consume, and it's already pre-curated for you. Now, there's lots of other features I can show you. You know, there's leaderboards, of course, and this is where you set up your profile and things like that. Um, but one last thing I want to show you before we stop the demo is probably the analytics. 98% of everything that's done on Necole is tracked, so you can actually literally slice and dice the data any which way you want. I can look at um, the groups. I can look at which content is trending, which is doing well. That kind of gives you insights into your company as well. If you want to look at people, who's contributing the most, you want to reward them. What's the top things that people are searching for? So over here, other than Necole, I see customer experience and customer satisfaction. Seems to be a very popular search term. So maybe there's some offline training or maybe more specific training you want to give people on that. So that gives you insight as an L&D or HR person into your employees. Which channels are the most popular? Here I can see that project management seems to be very popular, and just lots and lots of data. So you can slice and dice it any way you'd like, which is a really powerful tool of Necole. Um, so, you know, some people call this the Netflix of learning. What we're giving you is basically pre-curated content. You can use it for knowledge management, but you can also use it as your content to push to employees. Managers can use it when they're doing development conversations, saying, hey, listen, I need to develop this person in this particular area. Let me go browse this channel, find the right content, and push it to that person. So you can participate and you can collaborate in the development process.